Hi guys, today we are going to be working in Zone 5, which is the entryway, living room. We'll do a little bit of work on the front porch and patio. If you aren't familiar with what zone cleaning is, I will leave a description in the area below this video. So let's go ahead and get started. On Monday, I work in the coat closet. So we keep our games in here, so I just quickly dust the shelves, and if there's anything I need to get rid of, I would do that at that point. I dust the baseboards. I just recently went through my coat, so I don't really need to get rid of anything in there, and then I sweep the floor in there as well. And then I go in and dust and straighten all of our movies and video games and stuff that no one ever really plays with, but we still have. But if there's any movies or whatnot that you want to get rid of, you could do that. We don't have an enormous movie collection, so usually I don't really have to do much work in here besides dust everything and just straighten it up a little bit. I'm really sorry guys, for whatever reason this little piece of footage, I promise it's not very long, I was not able to edit it. Every time I tried to edit it, it messed up the whole video, so I couldn't put it in fast forward. I couldn't remove the parts where I was moving the camera around like I normally do, so I apologize for that, but I promise it's not very long. On Tuesday, I clean my doors. So here I am just using a damp rag to wipe down the doors. I make sure I get any fingerprints and whatnot. I make sure to wipe down the door handles, and then I do the front of the door as well. So I open it up and wipe everything down really well. And then I wipe down the closet door as well. I also wipe down the doorknobs and door handles really well, and I wipe down the light switches. I actually do this more often than my zone cleaning, but I do get asked about it a lot, so I wanted to make sure I included reporting that. And then I go in and I clean the window by the front door. I clean the glass on my front door inside and out. And then I just go around and wipe down the molding that's around the doors and the windows. On Wednesday, I vacuum the sofa cushions and get everything under there, and then I flip them as well. And then I go around and dust all of my baseboards in the entryway, the hallway, and the living room. There are a few parts that I didn't get on camera, but I make sure to get everything. And then I also dust the heat vent as well. On Thursday, we got the huge ladder out and knocked down all of the cobwebs and dust around the entryway, and this is on the outside, obviously. Now, I did want to say that this zone cleaning is on an 8-week rotation, so we're not doing this every week or anything. And this part of the zone cleaning, we don't actually do every 8 weeks. We probably do this about twice a year. So in the early spring and in the fall is usually when we do it, but we really needed to get this done. So John usually uses a broom and knocks everything out. That ladder is really high, so it makes me a little nervous to get up there, and we don't want any catastrophe. So thankfully John is willing to do that. And then he cleans the front window while he has the ladder out. And basically while we have the ladder out, if we have any light bulbs that we need to change up high or any areas that need to be dusted, we'll go ahead and do all of that. So here John is on the inside cleaning the windows. And while he's up there, he dusts the chandelier in our entryway. I get asked a lot about this thing that I have. We just bought this when we moved because I needed one. It doesn't have an extension. I would like to get one with an extension eventually. Mine doesn't have one. I think I got it at Target or Walmart. It's just basically a duster on a pole, which is great if you have areas that you can't reach. And so he dusts this area where there are some lights. He was there showing how much dust was on there, but it does get kind of dusty because we only do this like twice a year. And then he goes around and cleans the top windows too, because I cannot reach these even if I stand on a chair. It's pretty high in that area. On Friday, I sweep the front porch. Here is John. He's blowing off the petals and leaves on our gazebo. And then I will also wipe down our patio furniture. We just got ours out, and we actually ordered another section for our sectional and an umbrella and everything, and I'm going to show you guys that once we get it all put up. But normally during my zone cleaning, I'll go around and wipe down the chairs and tables and everything. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe so that you know when I have a new video posted.